Hello YouTubers, this is Andy1997 here. In this video I'll be doing a quick tutorial on how to tune your Nitro RC engine. So I'm going to start off by showing you guys the different screws found on a Nitro engine and also their purpose. So let's start off with the screw right here, the golden one. Now this screw is called the high speed needle. And what this screw does is it determines how much fuel enters your Nitro engine from the fuel tank. So, by closing the gap and turning it clockwise, you are letting less and less fuel inside your engine. And this can cause overheating and hardly any smoke coming out from the exhaust when you're running your Nitro engine. And this is very bad for your engine as it can wear out the parts inside as the engine is not getting enough lubrication. So to solve that, you want to turn the screw counterclockwise this way, and that will let more fuel inside your engine. Now you don't want to overdo that either, as too much fuel can cause your engine to flood very quickly, and also it will be very boggy and won't be performing as well as it should. There will also be a lot of smoke coming out from the exhaust, which is not good either. So this brings me on to the next part right here. Now this screw right here is the idle screw. This screw determines how much of a gap you have inside your carb right there. As you can see, I have just around 1 millimeter of a gap inside to let some air in on idle. This is a bit different, as by turning this screw clockwise you are opening the gap, not closing it but opening, and by turning it counterclockwise you are closing the gap. So you don't want to have too much of a gap, as this could cause your engine to shoot off as soon as you start it and it won't idle properly, and that's not good. And you don't want to overdo it by closing the gap too much, as your engine just won't start. It'll flood as it's getting more fuel than air. So you want to get a right balance of that. Now lastly, this brings me on to the low speed needle, which is found on the other side of the engine. Usually I'm working with a Thunder Tiger Pro 28 engine, and the low speed needle is right here. So what this screw does is it determines how your car will idle. So say for example, if you are trying to start your car, you got everything fine and you just put this inside the igniter, and once you start your engine and take out the igniter, it just won't start, or it just quits right after you take it out. You probably have a too lean low speed needle. So what you want to do to solve that problem is turn this screw clockwise. This will balance out the fuel to air mixture, and it will make your car idle properly. But you also do not want to turn this screw clockwise too much, as your car will have a very high RPM and also shoot off as soon as you start your car. And if you have it too lean, by turning it counterclockwise, you just won't be able to start your car, and like I said, it will quit right after you take out the igniter. So yeah, you just got to play around with that. Make sure you make small adjustments at a time for each and every screw. Do not like turn this screw and then this screw and then this screw, as it will just mess everything up and it will be very hard for you to adjust. So adjust every screw at a time, small adjustments, and you should hopefully get a right setting once you play around with it. So make sure your engine is warmed up if you can start it. If not, like I said, follow the steps below that I said in the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Another thing, modification, which I done to my car is I stiffened the suspension, and you can do that by adding these spacers, I think that's what they're called, onto your suspension, and that will make everything harder, and I think it will also raise your car a little bit, so that's always pretty good, as you don't want your suspension to be really soft and hitting every little rock on the ground once you start like riding your car. So yeah, if you have a properly tuned engine, this is what it should sound like. I know I'm starting my engine inside, but it's just going to be for a little while. The room is ventilated, so no worries. Let me just use this Roto Start, which I purchased. It's very good. I swapped it around from a pull start as the string just kept breaking, and I did have a little problem mounting this part right here, as the screws were sort of in the wrong place, and I had to drill bigger holes to ensure that it would fit properly. And as you can see, it probably shakes around a little bit if I demonstrate. Yeah, as you can see, it moves around a little bit because it's not sitting on all 4 screws, but at least it works. So what you want to do is just put your igniter, prime your engine a little bit by holding the exhaust, and then just start it. So as you can see, the engine just quit, and what I want to do is open up the gap in the carb just a little bit and just try it out. I'm not sure if this will work properly, but let's find out. So yeah, there you go. This is the video on how to tune your Nitro engine. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any tips for me or any queries whatsoever, please drop a comment down below. I will reply. And yeah, just give me ideas what I could do for my next video. If you want me to do another video, please drop a comment. Also, click the like button, it helps a lot. And subscribe if you wish. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.